What is this? There's major LSF mod drama happening as we speak. The TLDR of it. Top LSF mod allegedly treats subreddit like his personal playground, protects power mods who openly view underage suggestive media, and then purges the mod team for confronting him? Bro, what? What? Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me? Are you telling me this guy, the greatest DGGer of all time? This guy?
And for your first technical interview question, please traverse a tree. On it. You pass. And for your...
This guy is covering up sex stuff? You know, the dude who won who was aiming, didn't win DGGer of the Year, was aiming to win DGGer of the Year and placed pretty well a few years ago, is covering up sex crimes? I wonder what Diddy G has next for us. Let's see. Much of which is sexually suggestive art involving minors with tags such as hashtag preteen and hashtag 12-year-old. Where is this? Where are the original parts of this? Okay, so this is in the Asmongold subreddit. Okay, here we go. Let's take a read. You know, we got some stale 10, guys. The head moderator of the subreddit, Livestream Fail Stale, has once again removed a majority of the LSF mod team, this time for confronting him about not removing a power mod who he randomly added months ago when Stale needed support when the prior mods brought up issues about Stale. That mod is on the Mod Council, actively moderates over 200 plus subreddits, and was found to be an underage problematic content. The current group of mods who were removed were chosen by Stale along with 2 leftover mods from the original team that he purged most of in 2024. After only a couple of months, this new mod team began noticing the same issues the last team had with Stale. The team grew frustrated that he actively promoted content that he was in favor of, while removing any content that saw fit in the moment. When confronted, he ignored criticism and kicked a member of the team who brought it up at the time. Members of the team found evidence that the power mod was openly viewing, favoriting, and active in multiple communities that promoted problematic content about minors and other associated media. Conversation with the power mod admitting the accounts associated with the problem content was his. Hey man, how's it going? Cheeto. Good, what about you? What's gone wrong now on LSF? Are you just checking in? Things are always going wrong with LSF. It's to be expected, LOL. Listen, the team found some things online that we found concerning, so I wanted to talk to you about before things go further. Things online regarding your behavior. Let me guess. Out of context screenshots regarding past drama, right? And statements I made regarding social issues. For the out of context stuff, someone was blackmailing me in 2019. Things got a little out of hand. Their mental health wasn't in a good place. They did eventually apologize to me, though. They're doing fine. As for the statements I made in the past, I have no issue qualms with trans people. I got a bit hot-headed when I said no statements. I was recently dealing with another mod attacking me over my religious views, basically. No, we've seen some of those. That's whatever. It's about a DeviantArt account that you have with a lot of questionable content on it that the team finds concerning. No, we've seen... oh, that's a bit weird. Some of you would stalk my DeviantArt account. Well, it's a bit weird some of the stuff you have on the account, no. Cheeto, I'm a big anime weeb, and a lot of that stuff on there was when I was a teen, and I was an edgy teen. We understand that, but some of this stuff is clearly new, and it's not just edgy. These photos are tagged preteen, 15-year-old, 12-year-old. And we can't understand the rationale for a grown man having sexualized photos of what are evidently meant to be children saved in their favorites. Yeah, I would say these look like kids. I think my DeviantArt was hacked a while back. No, bro. Oh my god, I was actually willing to give him a little bit of the dude. I think my DeviantArt was hacked. This is the classic Bo Black's defense. that my shit was hacked. Classic. Things like that, this and there, not appropriate. I, I was very young when I made the DeviantArt account. I'll remove the bad content from it. Listen, cut the bullshit out, okay? And just be honest with me. Published on February 2nd, 2025. This dude's a lolicon! He's a full-on lolicon! This is in your favorite. That post was created a month ago. I said I'm into anime stuff. You didn't like that 10 years ago. That's a brand new post. This isn't anime stuff, man. There's DAZ 3D models that are obviously children. I'm just going to delete the collections. You can do that, but it doesn't change the situation. The team is disturbed. They've already recorded video and picture evidence from the account. Deleting it doesn't make this go away. What do you want me to do then? Step down? I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just letting you know what the situation is. I wanted to talk to you about it first before the rest of the team finds out. Right now, only 4 people know. Who knows? I don't think it matters who knows. If I were you, I'd leave the team because the fallout is likely to be a shit show. But I'm not telling you what to do. Your decisions are your own, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyways. I just wanted to talk to you about it first, one-on-one, so you're not blindsided by the entire team. Who knows? I don't think it matters who knows. If I were to leave, what's happening with Stale? What do you mean? It seems the team still wants Stale to be removed. What is your main concern here? And to be clear, I don't want Stale removed. I like the guy. Who decided to stalk my other social accounts? This really isn't the question you should be asking. I'll likely be leaving anyways, for unrelated reasons or because of this. More so because of the constant drama on LSF. That's fair. Do as you will. I just wanted to talk to you about it. How would the team respond if I left? I'm not sure. They'd probably appreciate you leaving without forcing the team to remove you. I should have left LSF a while back before even this. If I left right now, will the other mods say anything or nah? I couldn't tell you for sure, but I've had to guess. Yeah, they will. There are concerns about you being in a position of power, even if power is meager as just a Reddit moderator across so many communities on Reddit. So I believe they will likely speak to other mods in other communities about it. A lot of the other mods were aware of my DV account. That's fair. It's totally their decision if they are okay with that, lolicon. Also, to make it clear, I am into anime stuff. You're not into anime stuff, bro! You're into drawn depictions of children in bikinis, you pedo freak! Sure, no one is making any claims that you've harmed any real children or anything like that. It's all stuff that's on DeviantArt, so obviously that website doesn't have a problem with it or find illegal or whatever. That's their prerogative. How would you react if it had been one of the other mods that's liking anime DAZ and 3D model stuff on DeviantArt? Exactly the same as I am now. I don't have any personal problems with you. We've barely interacted. I do think the other mods are hell-bent on getting ownership, though. Maybe. I don't think that should be a concern here, though. I don't know what's so valuable about the head mod position, to be honest. Be honest with me, I'm pretty sure the other mods like Malt are still pressed at Scale. It's just a moderator position. For sure, TJ is no fan of Stale. He wants to make peace with Stale, but Stale blocked him and won't talk to him. I won't DM them, but I'm honestly curious who decided to start looking at my other socials. And now here was my Stale voice. Reddit admin's messages come first. The first one and singular priority I have is to not have a whole subreddit shut down. And right now, the only admin's messages that I have are yelling at me for removing people. What am I supposed to say to people who DM me? Yes, I mod with them on LSF. Yes, we were the ones who found this source. The head mod refuses to remove him. I really don't think admins will do anything, especially after the blackout a couple of years ago for protecting a pedo. Tell him the whole Reddit admins will shut the whole subreddit down. We have explicit messages telling us not to remove people, which is true. Screenshot the Reddit admin message. Yeah, morale, like, we've been watching Stale for ages. And again, we know that Stale, all right, from things that we've looked at in the past, specifically, The previous drama that they were referencing was last year when Stale, the head moderator of the LSF subreddit, immediately started purging mods when he got head moderator. He brought on a moderator from like the team admin, power moderator, whatever, to go ahead and assure his power. The funny thing is, just like an average DGGer, seems like Stale might know a little bit about covering up sexual impropriety. Let's keep reading. This is... I hate Stale. Much of which is sexually suggestive art, including minors, with tags such as preteen and 12-year-old. Let me take a look. Jesus. Alright, now we're good. Alright, no more. Okay. I would be careful with LSF. The sub is just constant drama. Also, other mods on the past have said my DA is not good, so yeah. Are we on the same page then? Same page about what? That the content on my DeviantArt page isn't of a good nature? That the art is disturbing and a grown man shouldn't be liking sexually suggestive art of minors? Yeah, we're on the same page, Cheeto. I'm curious, what's your stance on anime art drawings? Because a lot of that is suggestive as well. Bro, I love that this dude is doing everything. He's literally gone from, if I leave, will you not say anything? What do you think about this stuff? Is it actually bad? Am I a really bad person? Are you going to tell me? Like, he's freaking out. The walls are closing in. In addition to threatening 86 other mods and trying to sabotage other mods by attempting to take over subreddits behind their back, not to mention the power mods' anti-Semitism and use of anti-LGBTQ insults. The reason N3DS dude got removed was because he threatened to kill NAV and was trying to sabotage other moderators by taking over certain subreddits behind their back. LOL, Adam ain't touching the Pluto sub. He said I could have that. I didn't steal that from him. He gave it to me to keep. Henry got suspended again from Reddit, LOL, and so did Adam. I don't give a fuck anymore. I want their subs. They brought this shit on themselves. This Janny is wild with power, too. This is the perfect... It's not even Stale. Holofan for life. He also called someone a K-word, which is the Jewish version of the N-word. Dia. Yeah, I know. Like, Dia. Yeah. I call him that, too. All right, they're Reddit mods. It's fine to think. When this was brought up to Stale, he didn't think it was egregious enough to remove the power mod. Later, he stated he didn't even remove the power mod because he was afraid of losing his position as top mod. Stale refused to even discuss it with the power mod or take any actions at all. The only action done during this time by Stale was to add 3 alt accounts of his to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot on the mod list. Bro. Amazing. Stale. In case it wasn't obvious to everyone at the time, this I'm adding bots LOL action included a mod reorder and moving Nerds Dude down from the number 2 spot. I did this fairly soon after hearing bits and pieces about some of the Nerds allegations, so I used this as an excuse both to not tip him off and so that other people could go through the admin report process. He was number 2 on the mod list, and there was a chance, if I just removed outright, they would be breaking the first direct orders the admins have given me to stop removing people, thereby causing me to be removed, and the number 2 person taking over the whole subreddit, aka Nerds Dude. Pregget. So why did you move the bots in your account to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot? That was never mentioned anywhere as far as I can tell. Stale, so he couldn't take it over in the off chance of a rule break. I didn't mention it because people were going through the admin report process, and I made an excuse to not tip him off. Pregget, why are you telling us this now instead of 10 days ago before you did it? Stale, because I was chatting with Swiftly, and he suggested I make a comment. It's after Nerds stepped down also. Pregget, just so I understand the situation. 6 months ago, you brought Nerds Dude onto the team for the Reddit mod console. You unilaterally decided to move him to the bottom of the list to the 2nd mod on the list because you know him. He proceeds to do nothing for the subreddit. 6 months later, you find out that he's done and said some super messed up stuff. Your reaction is to add 3 accounts as a buffer and then do nothing for a week? Gibbs, good afternoon, love. Would you rather I have ignored the direct orders from Reddit admins have given me to not remove more people, thereby risking him taking over the entire subreddit? Other people were in the process of doing admin reports, remember? Guy, literally all Stale would have had to do is remove that guy, right? Because they would get the Reddit admin team in to ask the mods what was going on. That's it. You know? This is just crazy. Would you rather I have ignored the direct orders? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you certainly don't get a pass. The reason you even got those orders is because you've added and removed moderators, reordered the mod list, with zero input from anyone on the team. Okay, but now that I have those orders, I have to follow them, else he takes over the entire subreddit. The thing that got us into the situation in the first place is you randomly bringing him on and then moving to the top of the list when no one knows him without any input from the team. Even if you think that, the orders only came after. At which point I have to follow the Reddit orders, dude, or he takes over. Anyway, the problem is now solved for the subreddit. If you want to continue their admin reports, that's the way to go. All I really see is you putting us in a crisis, and Virtue Signal got us out of it. Complete conversation with Stale about the power mod. Reddit admin messages come first. The one single priority that I have is to not have the whole subreddit shut down. And right now, the only admin messages I have are yelling at me for removing people. What am I supposed to say to people who are DM me? Yes, I was modded with them on LSF. All right, we read this one. Bro, how many messages do they have about this? Crazy. Clearly that's telling me to stop removing people. And if I break the rules, I can get removed, putting him in charge. But sure, maybe it isn't 100% rule breaking. Maybe it's a 50-50 chance. Still bad. The message implies that removing people so often is breaking the rules. The mob mail states that we were at risk of breaking Rule 1 because of the interpersonal disputes and disagreements. Still, yet another mod is removed. That is somewhere in the mod message. I forget where. The dispute disagreement was unilaterally removing moderators, and this is not that. Many of us were begging you to remove him for days. Many is two, to be clear. He's gone, and the subreddit hasn't been shut down. He's in charge of the whole subreddit. Here's the thing that's, like, crazy about this, though. Is, like, we know that he knew about this for 10 days because he put the other ones in there a week previous. Right? So, yeah, that's just kind of what this is, isn't it? Many of us were begging you to remove for days. Is there anybody who would have opposed the remove of you nerds, dude? Nope. The issue is that you're unwilling to put the interests of the team and the sub over your own. Traffic, you were in DMs telling me we should pin messages at the top of the subreddit about this. Stuff like that could get the whole subreddit shut down. I do push back against stuff that could take down the whole subreddit because of quick actions, when other options are also available. Like, even from stopping pedos perspective, LSF, as it is, takes down a couple streamer pedos every year. And if we get it all shut down by not following Reddit TOS, you'd unironically be helping all those streamer pedos. Bro, what is LSF taking down? Who is LSF taking down? Who has LSF taken down? They haven't taken down Destiny yet. All right? Literally, Stale's shit. Illegal images. Okay, so the argument is, if they posted here first, we're going to catch them, right? To begin with. Oh, you're on different conversation. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm dumb. Okay. If N3 didn't step down voluntarily, you wanted us to go for the media or other subreddits before you would do anything. I still believe the users deserve to know what happened, but that's not an argument for right now. Once again, what if Reddit took action against us? If anyone's given me Reddit admin permissions to remove him, that would have been sufficed. Otherwise, once again, he would have been put on top, or the subreddit could have been taken down. Therefore, helping streamer pedos. I love this argument of, oh, but we're the good ones, and like, we totally would take down the pedos, when it's like, you actively harbored this guy when you knew about it for a week and a half previous to this, brother. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You can still even do this. Why not risk a different subreddit instead? What benefit is there for your actual goal here that LSF must be risked when other opinions are possible? This guy acts like LSF is like the holy grail of all subreddits. Like, it's the greatest subreddit that's ever existed, ever could exist, and ever will exist. You can still even do this. Why not risk a different subreddit instead? Why would a 4 million member subreddit be shut down for that? Mario just make posts like that all the time. I told you the post would be tamed. Don't act like I suggested doxing his parents or something. Swiftly, nope, he deserved to be kicked right away. Regarding the idea of pinning a post regarding his removal, that's unnecessary. His behavior didn't affect anything related to the LSF channel and would only bring... I don't know. That just skipped here. For harassment, if you said anything about calling someone a pedo, that could be harassment. Even if you mentioned the user by name, that could be harassment. I have no idea how it would be done in a tame manner, and you aren't showing a willingness to be effective. So Stale is like saying, oh, well, you shouldn't post about it because then it's like you're calling someone a pedo. Meanwhile, this post is just living on our Asmongold, totally fine. Dude, this is crazy, Stale. What is this dude doing? Oh my god, dude. DGG, Diddy GG, or whatever the hell their name is, I don't know, is down horrendous right now, dude. Holy shit. Can you please say your direct words to us so we can understand why you didn't remove anyone? I think we were all angry. Hopefully, this guy spent the last 12 years liking sharing sexual art of children. Nothing is being done about it. If N3 hadn't stepped down himself, he would still be on the team. That is a problem. Understandable. I think when you all found out about it, I should have shared it to everyone on the team so we call him out right away. Push Stale and remove him right away. It's one about how they said yet another mod was removed that implies it's against the rules to keep doing it. Oh, so he's doing the implied thing. He's learning from Destiny, right? Oh, well, I just thought that this is what they meant. You know, I didn't, like, ask for clarity or anything if I could remove a pedo from my mod team. I just guessed that. I just guessed it's what they meant, you know? Or force him to leave as soon as more proof was found. Many of us were unaware, or at least myself, until a few days. Gotcha. Didn't know if they sent something to you privately with special instructions. It was literally just two people that told me, yeah, this whole entire team thing isn't true. Well, yeah, that's what they literally are saying. That's pretty much what we did. Sorry if that wasn't aware. Sorry that you all weren't all aware. We didn't want to risk leaking it before all the evidence was collected. 4 of us knew, not including you. You have TGJ blocked. Also, how does the head mod have other mods blocked? Like, is Stale that, like, sensitive? Unfortunately, it was a sensitive situation. We want to move quickly. First step was go to mail, stop Stale, and request removal. He said no, so our next step was to have admins do it. Ultimately, if you're going to be too paranoid to do literally anything else, then it's an issue. Maybe you should step down so we can get these things without you risking being removed. I mean, if you won't even remove a borderline pedo, what will you do? It's kind of a good reason for Stale to step down. We didn't know who would try to reach out to Nerds Dude, so we decided it was safe to have the admins investigate with content still present on the accounts. The minute the admin response came back, Traffic made a channel to have the conversation as a team in hopes that we could convince Stale to remove him. Sorry we didn't share it with you, Swiftly, or any of the other team members. That's so... Okay. So, rather than even... They went to Stale. Stale didn't remove him. Stale just added a bunch of accounts. So then they went to the admins, so the admins would go to Stale to do it. Because Stale was too cowardly to actually take it over, and he wanted the guy to stay on the subreddit so he could stay in control of it, but also so that way if they kept him on, so the whole subreddit wouldn't get banned because Stale removed another moderator. This is really dumb. We didn't know who would try to reach out to Ned's dude, so we decided it was safest to have the admins investigate. The minute Fortunately, when we confronted N3, he decided to step down. If he decided to stay on the team, we would be still trying to convince Stale to remove him. I personally defended Stale not removing Nerds because of admin instruction, but I thought there was something more than what was told to the group in mod discussion. Stale, once again, your answer supports the pedo. You would risk putting the pedo in charge. How does Stale, like, not get it? That is, like, so brain dead. It's like, yeah, okay, so the pedo's not in charge, but the guy defending the pedo is. Nope, it's just one message which we all saw vaguely mentions removing mods, which was because he did it unilaterally and there was a disagreement. Nope. We offered you an alternative, putting nerds down the mod list low enough for me or Kippy or whoever to do it. Why do you not do that? All good, glad he's out. Admins aren't dumb, dude. They can see the reorder, then the removal. Additionally, there's the additional risk of shutting down the whole subreddit. That helps even more pedos. It doesn't. It sounds like, if I'm going to be honest with you, Stale, it sounds like LSF is a breeding ground for pedos right now, Stale. And it seems like, Stale, just like, all right, not so erudite, you know, one of your soldiers, one of your DGG foot soldiers that you're walking on, you're going to cover up whatever because, you know, you got all this good that you're doing, man. It's an election year. It's an election year, bro. Okay? But anyways, all good, glad he's out. Admins aren't dumb, they see the reorder, but you had an alt at top of that, and he would have been removed by someone else. I offer myself because it would be clear that you and I don't see eye to eye, but I also mentioned putting nerds below any other mod that knew so that we could move again or just remove him. If you place him one spot lower than you did, it would have resolved the issue. I have an alt now. Admins aren't dumb, dude. They look back at all actions taken within the last couple of weeks. As Travic mentioned, your paranoia has put your own interests above the subreddit and the team. If this got out to me, which you said you would wait for it to get out to take action, then all the team would have been working with and protecting Impeto. No shot. More so than if he's in the top position. If you removed him, he wouldn't be in the top position. Do you think the admins are dumb and don't see action history, especially after you put a different person, your alt, above him? Do you think the admins don't see that? I think the admins wouldn't reinstate a pedo. I don't think they are that dumb. Stale, literally, admins have responded to this already. They don't take off-platform behavior into account. Ask Traffic, he did an admin report. This sounds ridiculous to me. You're telling me Reddit would not go ahead and listen to a bunch of people from this crazed, hijacked subreddit that is now just a cesspit of nothingness. You're going to tell me Reddit wouldn't remove somebody for off behavior? Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't think that's true. My point being, they don't use off-platform behavior. And that's correct. They don't remove someone for off-platform. But as soon as they reinstate someone, it's condoning that person. If they did, why did they just kick him off? I don't think the admins would have ever done anything to you. Stale, come on, dude. Only sometimes will they use off-platform behavior, especially in this circumstance. You don't believe that. No using off-platform behavior for anything is the policy. Especially with the mod discussion we planned to make about the removal with the details of it. Okay, well, I didn't think they use off-platform behavior for anything, and people yelling pedo, pedo, pedo doesn't change that. They absolutely would not have done anything to you, and the team wouldn't have been at risk. But if you refuse to do anything on behalf of the team, only yourself, it's shitty, dude. And it's really frustrating. We all work on the sub and put in effort, but only your interests matter. Then what would have happened if he did not step down? We all know the answer is he would still be in Moderator, and you would be forcing us to go to the media. That's the issue here. I wish you could understand our perspective about how the team feels, but you ignore it every time. It just sucks. Bro, how is this much of an argument? How is Stale continuing this? This was my fault, to be clear. I asked people to keep it between just a few of us while we try to figure out what course of action to take. I thought having 10 different competing voices all pulling in different directions might have caused a chaotic situation, which would have made it difficult to come to any kind of agreement on how to move forward. I also kept the group initially to a small group of people that I knew were not fans of the Nerds Dude to ensure that he wouldn't be tipped off, so he couldn't go and delete all records of his actions before we get a response from the admins. It was my intention to tell people about it as soon as it felt safe to do so, but I wanted to make sure that being able to hold him accountable wasn't jeopardized if the wrong people find out and started running cover for him or something, like Stale. To be honest, even the four of us got chaotic at times. We were often pulling in 2 to 3 different directions, which made it hard at times to make decisions. So with 10 of us, it might have been a nightmare. Stale. Well, I was waiting on the admin reports that someone was making, but next step after that, if that failed, would we simply ask the admins if we can remove him? I don't think ask the admins to remove someone. Instead, ask a question to mod support saying, the decision to remove this person is unanimous, but we warned not to remove our people from the team. Can we remove them now? This would prevent any possible rule-breaking behavior and would eliminate the chance of him taking over the subreddit. Okay, again, if they removed him as a mod from the subreddit, I doubt they would just reinstate him as a mod for the subreddit if you just made a post on the subreddit that this dude has a lolly porn account in 2025. I have to go to work on my fence, but once again, I'm disappointed in you, Stale, and your decision-making is once again harmed the team, and you have no one to blame but yourself. Why didn't you ask the admins a week before when you first heard of this? I'm not sure why you're blaming us for not asking, when you're the one who was so paranoid about them being mad. Swiftly, I get your plan. I meant to let us know once you had enough proof so we could support your decision. To ask for his removal, of course, to have him be removed right away, but it's all good since it worked out. Stale. I presumed you all had the evidence and were going through the process, which is true. Yes, they told us they wouldn't take action on his account because it's off-platform. None of us knew you would be too scared to remove him from the sub. Stale, at which point things could be reevaluated. I didn't know what evidence you had or didn't have. I presumed you were sending it to the admins. After that process was done, another reeval could be made. This guy mods 200 subs, so I presumed the most important thing was the admin reports. TJ, you never asked for evidence. Dude, let's go! I love every time Stale Drama comes up, man. He just gets bought the fuck out by like a bunch of other mods and a bunch of other Jannies, and he just gets to live his Janny life. It's so good. I love it. My assumption was that I didn't know how the Reddit admin process would go. Best case, they kick him off the entire platform. Mid case, just LSF, we're safe. Worst case, we are harassing him. All of which may require different responses from us. How is it harassment to say, we don't want you on the mod team? Dude, we would have all had it handled if you removed him. The only reason we had to try the admins was because you did nothing. Stale. Or maybe it would have been harassment and he takes over. TJ, don't you see a problem with that? Stale. I don't see a problem with preventing him from taking over, no, which depends entirely on how the admin process goes. TJ, LL harassment for removing someone with pedo photos on off-platform profile. Yeah, right. Stale. Reddit admins literally didn't ban him, dude. So something is off with your evaluation process of what's likely. It doesn't have to be fair, but Reddit is what it is. We can't ignore that. Yes, you can, Stale. You can actually stand for something rather than being this, below the water, spineless jellyfish of a man with a hair problem. You seem to equate off-platform as plot armor. Just because the admins didn't remove him doesn't mean the admins would 1. Help him, 2. Give him a large sub, 3. Action you for removing him with reason, or 4. Allow a false claim of harassment lead to a top mod removal. TJ, I think something is off with your evaluation. Stale, how about this? We can do an experiment here. TJ, use your account and post how you think this nerds guy is a pedo. Don't bring up LSF. Just say that he mods a bunch of gaming subreddits, which is true. Post on a different subreddit and make your long expose on him and see what happens. My guess is you'll be banned by Reddit for harassment. Nope, it was Derpin Sauce, not TJ, that did this. Let's go. Is Derpin Sauce? Derpin Sauce definitely still exists. Amazing. Or Traffic can do it on his account. I'm not bothered by you going after this guy. Just don't risk the subreddit. You all claim you care about the situation. You claim it's entirely safe to do this. So make your expose, post it on a drama subreddit, using your main, and see what happens. Oh, Stale. What a fucking loser, dude. You know? I love the idea. Unfortunately, it has no similarity to a mod removing a pedo from their team after it being discovered. Pregget, you showed us Pregget saying to Stale, you showed us you don't care about the situation by adding 3 alts and moving them to the top of the list, then doing literally nothing for days. TJ, how about I do post it on LSF? Stale, no, don't risk the subreddit. Maybe try another one. Jeez, it's unfair to us to risk the subreddit when you were the one claiming this is all safe. I don't think it's safe. Stale. What you think doesn't matter, boy. What you think doesn't matter, boy, because you're the one harboring these predators still. Moving in flocks, brother. Why can't you just test a different subreddit first, dude? Please. LOL. Don't you think it's safe? What's wrong with doing this on a different one? What's wrong with doing this on a different one, Stale, is that your community, LSF, would then would possibly not get to see you. All right, getting called out for harboring lolicon freaks in your mod team because you're afraid of Reddit moderation. Yes, Stale, it's just about you being as spineless as you were last year, as spineless when you went ahead, got on your knees in front of Destiny. All right, and just cowered yourself up to him. As spineless when you started removing posts about Destiny and his abuse of other women. Stale, you are a repulsive, sick fuck. Gross little freak. I hate this dysgenic fuck. Look at any instances of familial sex abuse. The family tends to protect the abuser and discredit the victim. Yep. Well, if we're talking about discrediting victims, okay, let's be real. It's more of a Destiny thing, isn't it? Stale, trying for DGG again, aren't you, bro? Remember when you told Destiny, Stale, that you've been working at this for years? That's your time? You've done it for DGG? You will not get your 72 virgins. Stale. Just so you know. Alright? The Taliban hates Muslims. Be real. Posting a random post on unrelated sub might actually count as harassment. Making an announcement on the sub that removed it would be a reasonable thing to do. Just like the guy on the Switch subreddit. Traffic Cone, how about you instead? You want to talk about the issue, right? You can write up an expose, talk about this guy mods 200 subreddits, then post that on some different drama subreddit. That should achieve your goal, right? TJ, I'm not posting anything, but the thought that you think it's remotely the same to post an expose and to remove a person with cause shows that you are not looking at this with an objective view. That is not what I asked you to do at all. Stale, what's wrong with my suggestion? You want to go after this guy, right? Surely the biggest issue is that he mods 200 subs. Do you not care about this? I thought the problem wasn't solved. No, Stale. The question is, when we have to go ahead and break bread at a table, and we know that one person at that table went and hid this freakish mod on Reddit and his DeviantArt account, where 2 months ago, he's like posting pictures of little girls in bikinis to it. Yeah, Stale, I'm gonna be real. They probably aren't gonna buy the, oh, well, we're actually fighting the pedos thing. What a piece of shit, dude. I hate this guy. What's wrong with my suggestions? You want to go after this guy, right? Surely the biggest issue is that he mods 200 subs. Is it not about taking this guy down? Is it instead about our users? Surely the biggest issue is that he still mods 200 other gaming subs. No, Stale, I think the biggest issue is that you're still right here. I suggested we make a tame post explaining the situation. Those are my exact words. I admit I was angry at the time. This is not a hill I'm willing to die on. Not sure why you keep bringing it up. I personally only care about our sub and this team. I won't speak for anyone else. My beef with the pedo ended when he stepped away. Traffic Cone, this has nothing to do with you removing N3. It was a full day after he stepped down. Stale, okay, fine, as long as we're in agreement that harassment is a real concern and risk. Glad we got there. TJ. TJ Malt 421 in response to that from Stale. It's not, unless you continue to advocate for me or traffic to harass nerds do it again. If you try it again, I will inform him. I'm the only one saying that making public statements or taking rash action could be interpreted as harassment. I fully agree this is a real concern, says Stale. If you're done with that, then we can get back to the issue of you not taking action. As I said before multiple times, I was waiting for the admin responses to come in, because if we do the wrong thing, we get the subreddit in trouble for things like harassment, among other things, depending on what people did. TJ, and when the admin response came in and that they wouldn't do anything, what was your response? Stale. I was still evaluating the situation. Only 2 people had talked to me about this because you blocked the other 2, who are also your mods. I think at this point, it was brought up that discussions were being had with multiple other subreddit mods, and discussions were being had about how to take him down site-wide. In order to take him down site-wide, either getting the media involved or a streamer, or convincing a bunch of other subreddits to drop him would be the angle. Well, Stale. Hopefully, maybe something is going to do something about your sweepy little ass. Freak? Maybe. Dude, a Stale hit piece would go so fucking hard. As a way to say, Destiny literally controls entire media narratives because of DGG and this LSF shit. Bro. That would be crazy, right? That would be crazy. I'm not saying I want to see Stale in federal court, but you know, maybe maybe we could just get Parallax to be a fan of him, you know? Is Stale a Destiny mod? No. Long-term DGGer, he's a mod for LSF, which is a subreddit, one of the bigger streamer subreddits. And yeah, he basically said he was just going to do Destiny's bidding. So anyways, I was still evaluating the situation. I couldn't. You had to be blocked. Stale, and in less than a day after the admin reports finished, he left the team. TJ, I feel like you wouldn't have removed him. Stale, not instantly, no. The next step would be ask the admins if we can remove him, given that we have been warmed out removing people in the past. TJ, I bet you would thank him and tell him you'd hope to see him around instead of remove him. Travicone, Reddit mod, Stale telling N3, it's a shame that he's leaving. What? Stale, no! Stale, no! No! Stale! Yeah, I'm being nice to the guy in DM so he doesn't nuke the sub or do reports or something. Traffic cone, he voluntarily left the subreddit, bro. Oh. Stale, there was still and still is future conflict brewing. I.e., the outcome I'm trying to avoid is this being a war between him and the subreddit itself, causing the whole thing to be taken down. And we lose nothing by sending him a nice DM. Yeah, no, dude, that's bullshit. Utter and absolute bullshit. Stale is learning from Destiny how to handle this shit. Bro. So Stale is a 2. Enabler. Get it right, okay? If you're worried about the whole subreddit going down, which is impossible, but you let the entire team down, we're all unhappy. Stale. Look, I don't really expect to convince you, TJ. There's a few other people who might care. And those people, I asked to look at the outcome. The subreddit didn't get taken down. The guy left on his own. He went through admin reports and learned that process. And all it took was waiting around for a week. I think the second best possible outcome. It's only behind the Reddit admins taking action against them, which since reports are made, hopefully that is encouraged. Sounds like you just shouldn't talk about it. Like, that's really it. It's just Stale's like, please just don't talk about this. This would be really embarrassing for everybody to know about this. Jesus, Stale. The next 2 messages better be an apology to the team for not taking into consideration Kippy and Traffic's concerns and for putting all of us in harm's way by keeping nerds on the team. The first bet would have been you acting swiftly and decisively. It appears that you do not recognize your team's issues with your actions, and you don't see that we are upset with you about it. I guess there is nothing more to say. Stale. No, I understand. There's a factual disagreement on if it's dangerous to kick people off the team in situations where the admins have warned people not to kick them off. One, they never warned you to not kick them off. They made a comment that you're doing the weird kicking mods again thing. And you're citing this to say, oh, I didn't do anything because I was worried. Bullshit, bro. Other people think that listening to this admin instruction is completely ridiculous and paranoid. Everyone does. Whereas I think the best course of action is to go through the proper channels like Reddit admin reports, getting permission to remove people after you have been warned not to. Yeah, maybe you could have just asked to get them removed before you got the reports back. But then again, you know, I can see the vibes on Stale. Be real. I guess if you think my concern and these admin warnings are completely ridiculous, I can see where people are coming from, but I don't believe that. TJ, so you think that if I did something in a normal situation that would justify my removal, you couldn't remove me because what the admin said? All right, stale. Damn, all that, not a single apology? Stale. Probably not a straight up removal, but obviously would depend on how much platform evidence I have. Abby, good afternoon, love you. This is my one of my moth forms, okay? Chill. Temporarily reducing permissions would be what I would do in case of someone abusing their on-platform perms. But you didn't even do that to this guy. Pregget, I don't think Stale's ever apologized for any of the insane bullshit he's pulled in the last 6 months. I think he actually believes he's done nothing wrong in any of this. Traffic Cone, would you be willing to step down as head mod if there's a unanimous vote? TJ, so if you had a mod send you screenshots of me threatening them with doxing and violence, you wouldn't remove me from the team? Stale, I'm not stepping down, no, seeing as Traffic was previously suggesting pinning threads to the top of the subreddit, and that could get the whole subreddit shut down. No, you're not stepping down because then you lose your power. And any little, like, inkling of meaning that was left in your pathetic, wretched, freak body, Stale. God. This is complete exaggeration. The situation was already known by many people. It's only a matter of time before it gets out. We should be transparent with the users. Not to mention it was only an idea that didn't go anywhere. Traffic Cone, if I leave the mod team, will you step down, Stale? Stale, why are you so afraid of posting your expose on a different subreddit first then? It's not harassment according to you, right? Why would I post it on a different subreddit? He was an LSF mod. TJ, boy, don't pretend you didn't see my messages. Oh, he's getting called boy. Guy, imagine living life. Imagine living life that you have been cursed. Absolutely cursed with
Lord,
with these looks, and you still get called boy. You still are getting boy posted, dude. Absolutely devastating. Devastating to Stale's, like, well, I don't know, inverted dick or some shit. I don't fucking know. Anyways, moving on. Stale, because it wouldn't risk the subreddit and you get your story out regardless. TJ, would you remove me? Stale, he mods 200 gaming subreddits. TJ, Traffic, don't engage with him until he answers my questions. He needs to tell us all right now if he would remove me as mod, if a mod sends screenshots of me threatening to dox and commit violence towards them. Stale, I don't know. Depends on the situation. In this hypothetical, it's highly likely that I remove you, then you take over the whole subreddit. How would he take over the subreddit if he removed this guy? It makes no sense at all. He wouldn't be on the subreddit. Why? Like, what? Reddit's just going to put the guy back in and give him the subreddit all at once without, like, checking with anyone? Stale, police could be involved in that. There could be court orders. So maybe it makes it easier to remove than it can be handled by court order. Dude, he's literally trying to come up with reasons to argue that he could just remove anyone the fuck else, too. Okay. So even if a moderator is threatening another member of your team, you would still choose not to act. Pregget, for free tells me all I need to hear about your thought process, LMAO. Pregget, how much did you pay to become a top mod of LSF? Stale, who would I pay? TJ, no police, no on-platform content, just something wrong that a member of the team needs your help to correct. You still can't do anything because of the admin directive, right? Because that's the actual truth. The only way that Stale stays true with this is that the admin directive of not removing people is absolute, unquestionable, unchanging. You got voted, Pregget, you got voted into this position, made with many, many, many mistakes. You took no accountability, and now your actions are preventing you from properly moderating the subreddit. This is exactly what you explain with your inaction regarding nerds. You preach about community. The best thing for the community is clearly for you not to be the head moderator anymore. I hope you can look inward and see that. Aliki, the last thing I do is send a nice message to a pedo creep, even if I knew he was going to dox or nuke the sub. That just makes us look bad, like we're being friendly to someone we know did messed up things. Stale. If anyone else other than these few people want to ask me something, let me know. I don't think these people are listening right now. Bad faith. And they are responding with rapid fire additional questions without listening to the other ones. Pregnant, I didn't ask you a question at all. TJ, and mine aren't rapid fire. I'm waiting for clarification. Your hands are still tied, and there's nothing that would allow you to remove me in the instance described above. Stale. Stale. Okay, one more, I guess. That is not my position. My position is that in a situation where I can safely remove a person, I would do it. A situation where it's very likely to give the subreddit to them, that I would instead go through the Reddit admins first to get permission, as opposed to letting them take it over. Which, again, Stale didn't do. TJ, so you're incapable of doing your duties as a head mod. TJ, are you also incapable of apologizing? At Stale, if you think that you can't remove a member of the team who would be blatantly breaking mod ethics, then I think you should step down from the head mod position. Will you do that? And then communication stops at 6:34 p.m. until the next day. 7:14 a.m. Tibble, you could have safely removed him, though. You didn't even attempt the situation, and as usual, your solution was to ignore it and hope it went away. And participated in every vote after yet has only honored the vote that got him into the position. While I agree we shouldn't vote on everything, we should be able to vote when the situation calls for it. Stale, so then you think I should ignore the Reddit admin's instructions, which they weren't what you're saying they are, telling us that we were at risk of breaking rules, as opposed to waiting for the official Reddit admin reports to go through. Pregnant, they did not give you explicit instructions to not remove anyone for any reason. You 100% should have looped in the other moderators, and we could have come to the decision to remove him together. Pregnant, instead you waited for the admin reports that did nothing, and luckily other moderators stepped up and talked to them directly, and he stepped down. Tibble, when did they say that? Pregnant, aw, too bad that Stale left before removing us all. What an absolute pussy / disgrace. No. No, he's still there. He's literally tarot card is literally his thing, right? Tarot card is Stale. Tarot card is Stale, right? If I'm not mistaken. Due to Stale's inaction, we went to PowerMod directly, who admitted everything we found was indeed his, and that he saw no issues with it, and he was just a weeb. After making it clear that we did not want him on the team due to what we found, the PowerMod voluntarily left. Stale made sure to give him some kind words on his way out. Was he telling you he was sorry that you left or anything? No, what is Stale saying? Oh, wait. He did say it was a shame that I left. You got a screenshot? Stale, XD! Ah, well, that's how it goes, I guess. Thanks for the help on the admin stuff. I'm sure I'll see you around in other parts of Reddit. That's all he said. This is not just kind words. This is the, yo, dude, we'll see each other again. Let's make sure we hang out. You know what I mean? Bro. Red was informed about the situation, but did nothing due to it being off-platform. Stale was aware of this for a week before members of the team were forced to act on the team's behalf and asked the power mod to step down. Obviously upset about the situation, many of the mods once again expressed their concerns to Stale. Stale continued to claim that he did not remove the power mod because he was worried about making Reddit admins angry. A week later, he removed all but 3 moderators because they expressed concerns with how Stale handled the situation. Wait. Comment Nuke, Community Hub, Violent Motion, Kippy, Virtual Signal, Secondary Mirror, and Hey You. Yeah, so we're missing like a bunch of people from the mod list now. So all of this happens, and they're like, Stale, take responsibility in like a private Discord. And he starts removing people willy-nilly after this, even though he was warned by Reddit moderators not to remove people, which is why he didn't remove the lolicon. Bro, stale, buddy. Not looking good, bro. Not looking great. We thought it was important to get the information out there as LSF affects a lot of streamers' careers and have a life-changing effect in countless different ways. We didn't want LSF to turn into an echo chamber based on one moderator's wishes, who happened to get control of the top mod position and is now holding it hostage. Two groups of moderators were completely separate from each other and both independently found the same issues and come to the same conclusion that Stale is unfit to run the largest streaming-focused subreddit unless some sort of action is taken. The same set of circumstances will play out over and over again. TLDR, top LSF mod treats subreddit like his own personal playground, protects power mods who openly views underage suggested media, then purges mod team for confronting him. This is just a portion of the proof we have. There's quite a bit more, but due to the nature of the content, it's not appropriate to post. No way, dude. Oh, Stale is in some deep... Not a word of this on LSF. Not a word. There is no pin posts at all, bro. That's crazy. PowerMod crazy anime depictions. PowerMod allegedly used anti-Semitic language. I reached out to Headmod Stale for comment. This is what he had to say. Few mods have been trying to overthrow me in the last few months. I finally booted them out. I cleared all this with the Reddit admins. In the midterm, there are going to be significant changes to LSF. Bro, this dude went to the admins about random mods he didn't like. In the midterm, there's going to be significant changes, mostly in terms of requesting feedback from users, running events, taking suggestions, and generally trying to experiment more and being more transparent. I have to add to this point. The purged mods don't seem to be any better in terms of actually moderating. Here's one of the purged mods saying he doesn't believe OTK is moderated unfairly. Seems like they're only focused on Destiny getting favorable moderation. Reality is the whole team might need to be replaced. Are you kidding? Bro, I love when Auk reveals himself, dude, as like the same like Destiny freaks. It's like literally to the bottom of their being. They all have to be this way. Well, anyways, let's look at the freaks that Destiny threatened to dox, right?
So you said it's obvious that he's doing it. Who did you guys bring up? Who do you think he's protecting? I just want to hear it from your lips.
Destiny, of course.
Wait,
Destiny.
that's... Okay, he's protecting Destiny. Wait, not the OTK people? Nothing like that? Because that is what the...
Amazing, dude. Bro. Stale. Buddy Bear. 3 hours ago, this drops. This is like, I'm going to be honest, as much as like I want to say I like Stale content, right? And making fun of this guy because it's easy. I want to be done with him. I want to be done with him for good. I hate the way that like this guy constantly is just an absolute simp for all of these different streamers. Has no actual critique because he doesn't want to be ruining his own power. It's disgusting. Like, you're a Reddit mod. This is like if I were to give you mod in my channel, it would be probably the same level of prestige. Maybe a little bit more, but even then, it's like, what are you doing? All you're doing is making sure that it's like it's literally just OTK, Destiny, and other like big streamers who are already established. There's not new streamers coming up. Okay? Where's Shelbo's content, man? Where is his chance, Stale? Where is it? Anyways, I hope so very much something comes of this, because I want to see Stale go on JStock, do his same little routine dance that he does to go ahead and minimize his issues, because he ignores everyone around him who seems to honestly be reasonable. Like, at least, like, kinda. You know? For what it's worth, like, OTK doesn't really get in a ton of drama compared to, like, Destiny. So it's like, I can get it. They do get into some. Does someone get removed? Yeah. That's gonna happen. But even then, dude. Even then, man. I pray for the day that we get to see Stale respond to this. And maybe it'll be tomorrow. So maybe you should tune in. Or like and subscribe, bitches.